You know, this floor looks pretty good, but after talking to the owner a little bit, we've decided to make it a little bit lighter. And in some areas, like right by the front door, that looks pretty good. And this area right in here looks pretty light. But then there's a few areas that are darker. This whole area over here looks fairly dark. And I can lighten this up, okay? And that's what I want to show you how to do. That's what this video is all about. You want to watch that? Check it out. Okay, I'm going to get into this one more time. I'm glad I didn't put the lid on it. All my tar stuff in here, this was all of the stuff. I may have to dribble some of this back, and I'm not sure exactly, but I'm going to kind of keep this by the ready in case I need it. Now I'm going to work with 3 sponges. This one here is pretty saturated, and then here's one that's fairly new, and then here's a brand new one. I'm going to have to get into that brand new one, and I want all of the floor pretty much like this. How does that look? You like that?
Yes, that's great.
This right here, okay? So I'm going to try to lighten it up a little bit. And I've got my cleaner here, and I've got her here. The owner is running, the organic chick is running the camera, okay? And I wanted her to run this because I want to make sure I don't take too much off. And you know what? I need some more cleaner, so before we get going, I'm going to fill this up, and I'll be right back. Class is now open, and I'm going to use my secret weapon if I have to, WD-40. I don't have much left, but if I need to lighten this up, if it doesn't work out too well with the cleaner, then I'll use a WD-40. Now, this floor used to have that black mastic on it, and it's been off for about a week or so. And I'm hoping to reactivate some of the darkness with this cleaner. It looks like it's happening already. You see there? I'm going to try to keep off the baseboard. If I hit the baseboard, I'm going to have to leave it alone and come back to it later. Now, I can't go any further than that with this first sponge because it's not going to get any cleaner. So now I've got my lighter sponge. Now I can wipe off some of that excess. And it's already looking lighter. Now granted, most of this right here was pretty light, but I'm going to have to go over it as I go. Is that going to meet your satisfaction, ma'am?
I think so.
Huh?
Yes.
Okay, it's picking up some lighter color there. Now, some nice coloring there. So now, because this is light, I'm not going to use that dark one. I'm just going to put a little bit of spray there, and I'm going to keep wiping on these. And there's going to be a point where I can't really use this one as a finished sponge because it's going to get too saturated. So I have some extra sponges here. I can go back and forth. See that nice pretty light color it's bringing out? I'm liking that. Okay, I'm just going to slide it along. I've got my little floor mat here so I don't mess up my knees. Okay, I'm only going to be able to use this one a little bit longer, I think. We're going to try it here. The harder you press, the more stain is going to come off. And you're going to pick up all kinds of other things on the floor too. Here's some lines where the tile was. There's nothing I can do this time to get that. but that's just going to be part of the floor. Okay, I'm going to go with my lighter sponge, get some of this off of here. I've got to blend it in. I've got to be real careful about blending it in. See how much lighter that is? I'm kind of liking that, ma'am. She doesn't want me to call her by her real name. Okay. Because she's going to have a YouTube channel. Not quite sure what she's going to call it yet. And I'm going to let her put some of these videos on her channel too. Because she's kind enough to let me work for her and make more videos for me as well. What do you think? You like that?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So now I'm just going to keep going. And see, I'm right-handed. So I'm going to go from right to left because it's easier for me to do that. Okay? And I'm going to do this in an orderly fashion. Now, I think I'm going to decide not to use this one anymore. Goodbye. Bye-bye. Okay, so now I'm down to 2 sponges, but I have more at the ready. Okay? So, spray some more on here. See the darkness on here? Now, if you want it dark, you can have it dark. And we were just about ready to seal this floor. We came up with the idea, hey, let's make it a little bit lighter. Let's see what happens if we do that. Rub-a-dub-dub on here. Now see, I can only get it so much with this one because it's getting, all the pores of the sponge are getting done. Now if I had some clear water, I guess I could rinse this out. The sponge, right? I could rinse this one out and have it go some more. I might end up doing that in a little bit, but I've got my other sponge. Now see, this is a brand new one. And see, when I take this off, it basically blends everything in right from the beginning of where I stopped before. I'm shining this floor up. Now see right there, maybe I'll spray a little bit more over there. Try to get some of this off. It might be part of the floor. Let's try this. I'm going to just take a little bit of WD-40 on that. I see there. Took it right off, didn't it? I'm not going to do that on all the floor. I used the WD-40 to clean this, but now, see how easy that was to get that? Look at that. That's looking good. It's all blended in, and I'm going to keep going just like that. Just a repetition. Now that's how the entire floor is going to end up looking, like that. See how much darker this is over here? You can show it. Now this floor has just a little bit darker sheen. That's because we didn't wipe off as much of that black tar. But see how much nicer it is now? It picks up a little bit more lightness to the floor, a little bit of extra color, let's say. And once I put sealer on here, it's going to kind of highlight those colors even that much more. Okay, can you get me, or do you want to get over here, Miss Camera Lady?
You're fine.
Can you see there okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm going to try to be careful to keep off the baseboard as much as I can, but if I hit it, I'll have to wait until tomorrow when this floor is dry, and then I can scrub that off and not have it affect my floor. Okay. Laboring here a little on this. I want it a little bit lighter, I think. And I'm feeling it's slightly wanting to stick. I don't know, I might have to just spray a little bit of WD on there. That makes it flow. one more can of this. I don't want to put too much on there, but that really does a number. Makes my sponge slide nice and easy. The marks are out of the floor here. Here's a couple marks. I can just kind of hit those like that. Okay, that's good. Okay, here, why don't you go ahead and move over. Now there's some highs and lows here. You can move the camera over here. There's some highs and lows on here. I'm not going to hit it. You can get up here closer. I'm not going to bite. Here, move it up closer this way so you can see through there. Is that good? Can you see me okay there?
Perfect.
Okay. Okay. This was a little bit darker area, so I've just got to wipe on here a little bit harder. Reactivate what's on the floor. It seems to be doing good. See, with this, I just can't get it all because it's sticking, because the stain is sticking on the sponge a little. I'm just going to squirt a little bit of this on here, like you saw me before. And now it slides. Easy breezy. Yes, indeedy. Wow. Hardly any effort at all. Okay, back and forth I go. Where she stops, nobody knows. What about that? You like that?
Yeah.
Yeah? I'm liking that. That looks lovely. Okay, so I'm going to keep going on this floor. And because I started here, now I'm going to walk back over to where I started and go from right to left, right on over to this corner again. So back I go, right here. And it's just the same process every time. What I have to do this time, I have to be aware. I don't want to be off so far that I can't reach up here comfortably to blend this in, because last thing I want is this line to be going through there like that. Okay? Now some of the floor is darker than others, so I don't necessarily have to, like right in here, it was a lot lighter in certain areas. Okay, so I don't have to do it as hard right there. And I'm going to, before I do the WD trick, I'm going to wipe some of this off. I can put my hand up there. I just have to make sure, that once I move, I redo where my hand was. Yeah, looks like the WD-40 is helping me blend in the last remnants of this. See? Yeah. If I get a couple marks here and there, I'm not going to sweat that. I see one little mark right there, but that kind of helps blend in everything else. There's some lines in here from when they troweled on the glue on the floor to begin with. There's marks on this floor. They used to have ceramic floor tiles there at the entry, and we decided to leave the nail holes. Everything just adds to your floor. Once you get your furniture in here, you'll be amazed at how this floor is going to react to your surroundings. Okay. This sponge is almost done. And I think I'm going to try to rinse it out this next time and see how it works. Okay. Still needs to be a little bit lighter. I can sit back and kind of look at it, and it has a light layer of darkness on there. I'm which I want to get off if I want to blend it into the rest of the floor. Okay. See, you want to try to do a happy medium as you go, so you don't get too far ahead of yourself and then find out, oh shoot, I should have done a little bit more. See, like right over here, it's just a hair dark here, and I'm going to spend just a second here trying to get some of this. Granted, when the door opens and stuff, it's going to be kind of up by the door, but you see, just for me being aware of starting back here and taking a look and going this way, I caught that, and I like that a lot better. Okay, so I just have to keep going for it here. Now I don't think I'm going to use that sponge anymore for right now. I'm going to use this one now. And I've got some extra sponges, and so I'm going to grab one. I don't mind, because I'll rinse these out because I've got this floor to do and the hallway to do. I'm not going to just go, you know, this far with a brand new sponge and think, okay, I got to buy 20 sponges for my floor. No, I'm not going to do that. Okay, but we'll do the best we can with what we have. With a dry sponge, it's easier to go through, so I probably should start thinking about rinsing out one of these sponges so it can start getting dry. Okay, I'm going to keep going, but I'm going to rinse this particular sponge out first. So now the next go is this one, then that one. I'm all set up. Okay, but before I do that, I'm going to take this sponge and rinse it out clean as best I can.
Fun.
Well, that's all I got for this time, but I'll be back with more videos.